Teal? When are you going to work on that top 10 video?
Oh my god. Hello everybody and welcome to my top 10 games of 2014. So if you don't know how this works by now, basically I'll have a set of honourable mentions in no particular order, and then I'll get to the actual top 10 list. Unfortunately I can't include games that I haven't played, and there are a lot of games I haven't played. So the list won't be probably the way you're expecting, depending on that basically. I'd also like to remind you that this is my list. It is my opinion. So, you know, don't get too annoyed if the game that you love isn't on the list. Okay? Okay. Let's begin. Okay, all jokes aside with this one, I want to start with a platformer title filling a demographic that doesn't really exist anymore. I think there are a lot of fantastic platformers out there, but Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2 was different. It fills a demographic for very young children who are starting out gaming. If you want them to experience gaming for the first time, then the early Crash and Spyro games are a good way to start, but they do become increasingly difficult to the point where it may become too much. Pac-Man did become difficult, don't get me wrong, but their checkpoints were so fair and the difficulty curve was the perfect gradient that it becomes the perfect game for kids. Genuinely, if you want to give your young child of 3 or younger a game that will be challenging yet simple at the same time, with plenty of variety and plenty to collect and accomplish, then this is it. Well done, Namco. You know how when you're a kid and it's Christmas time, you're really excited to open presents, and then you're made to open your grandma's present, and it's a sweater you don't really want. But then you find like £10 or dollars or something, and that makes it worth it. But then, you're forced to wear it all day to make your gran happy, and then you get a rash. Destiny is that. It's the money smothered in rash. Destiny has so much potential. It's just a shame that it is very repetitive with virtually no story. That said, what does feel fresh is a lot of fun, and it is a gorgeous game to look at. Four! No, not the number 4. 4. No, not 4. 4! As in golf swing. Yes, I know mini golf is a lot of fun. I've been plenty of times. But normal golf can be fun. Yes, it can! Look at Mario Golf World Tour. I'll be honest, having watched plenty of golf with my dad throughout my childhood has given me a soft spot for golf. Same goes for snooker. But do you know what? This game was a lot of fun. It was much funner than I thought it was going to be, with its eloquently designed courses and its array of challenges. I mean, sure, it's not completely realistic or anything, but it's just a great way to kill time. Also, they really decide to give you difficult challenges that you will be fully invested in completing once you attempt it once. There's something to be said for a journey that's calming and frantic at the same time. Entwined is the name of the game. It's out on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, and that's all you need to know. You see this footage? You clearly want to buy it, so go and buy it. Dragon Age Inquisition is a game I've been looking forward to playing for a while, and I am currently loving it. The only reason this isn't higher is I've only played a couple of hours due to time, and I can't base a game with hundreds of hours worth of playtime on just a couple of hours. It's a lot of fun, looks gorgeous, and improves on what the previous Dragon Age games have done in every way. I'm sure by the time I've played more, I'll be singing every praise I can give to the game, but right now, it's just not right to do so. I have to do a very quick shout out to Rayman Legends. Yes, I know it came out last year, and yes, I'm very aware it was my favourite game of 2013, but it came out for the PlayStation 4 this year, and I loved it even more. I'm not going to put it on the list because that's unfair, but I'm certainly going to tell you to buy it if you haven't. That's it. That's all. I'm finished. I have no more to say. I shan't speak any more about it. Not one single word. I'm done. Velocity 2X. Possibly one of the most underrated games of the year, and it doesn't deserve that. This is the sequel to Velocity, which was your standard top-down shoot-'em-up puzzle game. This improves in every way. It's fast-paced, fueled with action, and intense throughout every second you traverse through the roughest terrain. Not to mention the teleporting mechanic, which is much tighter than in the original game. And then, either mid-level or in a completely separate level, you become grounded. You leave your ship and you explore again, but instead, it's a fast-paced 2D realm. It's just incredible. And trying to get the high score is going to leave you playing it for hours because you want that high score. You really want it. Well, I think that's enough honourable mentions. Let's move on to the actual list. Mario Kart 8. I love this game, I really do. However, I have some heavy grievances with it. Whilst the gameplay is absolutely incredible and it is a lot of fun and the tracks are great, I have to just mark it down for not feeling fast enough. Mario Kart Wii for me felt very quick, but this game feels more zoomed into the car, removing some of the action surrounding you, and you just feel a little slower. Maybe it's the same speed, but having the same speed as another racing game is nothing if it doesn't feel fast enough. This may be just a thing for me, but I still maintain that the greatest kart racer ever made is Crash Team Racing. It's incredibly fast and the controls are literally perfect. I don't want to make this into a bashing session about Mario Kart because it is a fantastic game, but I have two more problems. Gold Peach. Really? You could have had a huge range of characters and you pick a palette swap. It's just so uninspired. Also, Nintendo themselves are the reason I have to mark this down. For future reference, companies out there, do not have an upload feature on your game and then give me copyright for uploading it. I got copyright for a loading screen. What the hell, Nintendo? The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Killing the spawn of your imagination as you enter the dungeon that is an abused kid's mind. It doesn't get better than this, does it? Every attempt at beating the game will be different, and that's part of the brilliant charm this game has. It's so wonderfully weird as you enter a randomly generated room only to find one solitary shit enemy. Gotta smash that shit before you can leave though. Really squeeze it out of your subconscious. You'll collect various upgrades to enhance the powers of your tears because a crying boy is the most powerful weapon apparently. Please do not kidnap a young boy, I beg of you. You'll also progressively become more evil if you get the right randomly generated upgrades from a list of hundreds, but it's all in the pursuit of killing your mum. Sweet! Such a nice young man. Justified though. She tried to kill me first! The Crew. I don't need to say much here. You get to drive around an incredibly accurate, compressed version of the United States with a range of vehicles that drive like a dream. Whilst the textures do pop in and the game is a little buggy at times, I have so much fun just driving around. I decided to just drive from one place to another, which I only intended to be a 30-minute trip, and then 4 hours later I was still playing, going from place to place because I was having so much fun. Yes, there are glitches, as I said, but this kind of thing can happen, so I really don't care about glitches at all.
All units were reporting a dangerous driver in the area. Pursue on site. Roger.
Super dangerous. It's cray what I'm doing. Look at this. Oh, danger. Danger. Whoa! Excuse me?
We're finished air control. Target's way out
Bet
of
my
here.
ass I escaped from the
We read ya.
police.
All points, suspect is in the wind.
But I was here and then I was there. What the My favourite thing about this game is that this is just the beginning. No other game, to my knowledge at least, has attempted to replicate recreating a vast amount of the planet before, and I have no doubt that soon other companies will set out to outdo what this game has achieved. I really hope soon Europe will be recreated. I'd love to drive through the vast mountains of Italy. That would be a dream. Super Smash Bros. Wii U, specifically the Wii U version. I couldn't really enjoy the 3DS version as I felt the screen was way too small for the amount of action that was going on. Smash Bros is a lot of fun as usual. It's addictive, making me want to get better and better at playing with each character, and not to mention unlocking everything. There are so many things to unlock. There's a lot of diversity when it comes to character customization, and of course just how many modes there are to play throughout the game. I was disappointed that there was no story mode because I actually loved Subspace Emissary, but that's okay. They made up for it with their level creator.
Don't let yourself yourself be fooled by her innocent demeanor.
You'd better be afraid of the great
Ashley.
It's time for number 6. It's a wonderful tale. This is Child of Light. For my tears, I will need a pail. This is by far the most beautiful, the most stunning game of all. With unique gameplay that's unrivaled, it forever manages to enthrall. The story enchants throughout, never managing to falter. You will learn to love every character, not one personality trait would you alter. I implore you to buy this game. It's just one small request, for you'll find beauty unlike any other, as this quest is indeed the best. Donkey Kong Country is back with Tropical Freeze and I love it. Perfect level design, brutal, yet mostly fair difficulty, and a stunning soundtrack. I died a lot throughout this game, and do you know who I blame for that? Me. It was entirely my fault. That's the mark of a well-designed game, when you sit back and think, yeah, I can only blame my incompetence there. Little Big Planet 3. Let's just start with how so goddamn cute everything in this game is! Look at it! Ah! It's so cute, I love it! It's fun as always, but it adds so much more to the format. New upgrades, new planes to switch between, new characters, and so much more. It's a new way to play. Not to mention the fact that there's the online user-created levels. So many unique games have been created. Not just levels, games. It's fantastic how creative the people who play Little Big Planet are, and more levels are being worked on every second. But let's not forget the most important thing for Little Big Planet 3. Cat Ramp of Doom in pure 1080p HD! Woohoo! My level! Yeah! Let's go!
See you later!
What happened to... Okay, the camera...
Oh my god!
Yay! Oh no! Oh, if only you could see what I'm doing right now.
I can.
Oh my
Okay.
god! I won!
You fucking shit!
Skylanders Trap Team is my favourite Skylanders title to date. It improved on literally everything that was wrong with Swap Force and created some incredibly unique levels and bosses. The new Skylanders were fun to play as, and the villains you could fight and then control is not only a brilliant idea, but also a very interesting concept that hasn't fully been explored before. At least, not to the same level of depth. Lots of fan favourite characters returned, much to my delight, and of course, it introduced plenty of new ones too. The only gripe that I have is that Activision decided to make the element gates for Trapmaster Skylanders only. I can see the reasoning behind it, but really? Did you have to do that? It's basically forcing people to buy 8 new Skylanders to get everything, and at this point, that seems pointless. That option should be there for those who are new to the series, not those who have stuck with you all these years. We're not made of money. That said, everything was insanely fun, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to the series next. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is my favourite game of all time. And yet, I can't bring myself to put this at number 1. It doesn't quite feel right. Whilst Kingdom Hearts 2 is only made better with its stunning visuals and improved soundtrack, and Birth by Sleep is still as fun as it always was, and coded was done in a way which is engaging, it doesn't change the fact that despite all its additions and its brilliance, it is just a HD remaster. It does deserve to be on this list, but number 1 isn't the right place. That said, I feel like you should listen to some of the remastered music just so you understand how good it is in comparison to the original. Assassin's Creed Unity. Amongst the glitches is... Yeah, no, let's just move on, it's not that. Disney Infinity 2.0. Bland Incarnate. Yeah, that's not it either. I have fooled you. You have been duped. It is not Disney Infinity. You knew that, didn't you? Okay, the real number one. Bounce pads! You can bounce right the fuck out of this list, Sonic Boom. Okay, let's be completely serious about this game because it's pretty much perfection. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This game delivered in every way I hoped it would and more. Seeing as Sapphire was my first Pokemon game, I was praying it wouldn't feel ruined for me. It made me so giddy throughout the entire game. It's stunning to see how the Hoenn regions evolved and the story has developed in a really interesting way. It's no longer just about Magma and Aqua's ideals. The members themselves have backstories. You start to see who's for and against the regimes they've signed themselves to. As you'd expect, the music is just phenomenal. The new Mega Evolutions are just mind-blowing when it comes to pure power and even design, and then we have the other new additions. The Delta episode introducing Zinnia with Rayquaza and Deoxys. I can't spoil more than this, you just need to play it. But as I'm someone who loved the idea of Team Plasma almost succeeding in destroying Unova, this was awesome for me. Oh, and you can fly. Like, seriously, you fly on Latias and Latios. How cool is that? Let's also mention that most of the legendaries that have ever existed are in this game. It's just so fulfilling in every way and I love it. I hope you enjoy the game as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching. This was kind of a late put together, mainly because it took me so long to write the script because I just didn't know how I was going to approach this. But then work happened, and then Christmas and my birthday, and just loads of things got in the way. But it's here, it's done, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please comment and like the video and whatnot. I really appreciate it. I love seeing how many likes a video gets, and I love seeing your comments each day. It's just, it makes everything much better. But hope you enjoyed the list, and I will see you in 2015. Goodbye.
Teal. That was my Elsa impression. I thought it was really good.
Anna.
That was oddly erotic. Don't do that again.
Anna.